Nigeria is the most crowded African country with a population of about 200 million people. A majority of the scientific academic sources accept that the half of the population is Christian, the other half Muslim. However, there is uncertainty about the exact percentages. Hence, various sources give different figures. However, the general presumption is that ethnic identity is a more prominent and stable source of identity in Nigeria. Some researchers have demonstrated that religion was more significant than ethnicity as a source of identity and conflict in the country. In fact, in the Hausa Fulani North, religious identity is more pronounced than ethnic identity and only serves to stimulate ethnicity. Nigeria has three major religious identities: Christian, Islam, and traditional religions. It is worth noting that within the wide Christian and Muslim categories, there lies many sub-cleavages and intra-group conflicts that have either been active politically in the past or have a potential of being salient in the future. For instance, the Pentecostal churches form the fundamental division of Christianity in Nigeria, which has experienced rapid growth in numbers of followers in the last few years, with the majority of adherents, especially the youths, joining the church from the older and more traditional denominations. Muslims also belong to a number of sub-cleavages, which have in turn been in conflict. And as among the Christians, the Muslims also have umbrella bodies which aim at propagating different understandings of Islam. Religion plays a critical role in the Nigerian society and has expressed itself as a potent force in the geopolitical development of the country. This force, which has been used to unite Nigerians, is the same force that has led to numerous conflicts in the country. Nigeria has been engulfed in numerous religious crises and conflicts beginning from the 1980s. Due to their tendency to spread into other areas after an early stage in one area, ethno-religious conflicts have gained notoriety as the most violent crisis in Nigeria. Most of these conflicts occur in the Middle Belt and along the culturally borderline states of the predominantly Muslim North, and also take place between Hausa Fulani groups and non-Muslim ethnic groups in the South. In conflicts of this nature, occurring along the convergence of ethnic and religious lines, it is often very difficult to tell the difference between religious and ethnic crises, because the dividing line between them is slimmer than thin. Examples of such ethno-religious conflicts are the Kafanchan Kaduna crisis that occurred in the 1980s and 1990s, the Kaduna Sharia riots of the 2000 and the Jos riots of 2012. Several hundreds of lives were lost during the Kaduna crisis of 2000 and the Jos insurrection of 2001. Amongst the many causes of religious violence in contemporary Nigeria include religious intolerance, religious fanaticism, unbridled action of the press, aggressive or militant preaching or evangelism, poverty, wrong religious orientation, literacy level of religious adherents, selfishness on the part of religious personalities, as well as external influences in religion, as there is often a mutual suspicion among Nigerians that Christianity is an agent of the American and the European imperialism, while it is perceived that the Muslims have closer ties with Saudi Arabia. There is no gainsaying about the fact that the problem of religious disturbances in Nigeria has devastating effects on the stability of the country. The destruction which religious violence has caused to Nigeria cannot be quantified. The frequent clashes which erupted as a result of this had inflicted untold hardship on both the individuals in terms of loss of lives and property, and on the government in terms of occasional provisions of relief materials for the victims of religious disturbances. Though there are many consequences of religious violence, but the most obvious consequence has been loss of lives and properties. Innocent citizens are in most cases the victims of violence. Religious violence has the potential of resulting into large-scale physical displacement and forced relocation of individuals, families, and groups. The spate of this violence in the last 3 decades has certainly resulted in varying degrees of internally displaced persons. Apart from undermining the stability and order of the country, religious violence tends to dent the image of the country in the international community. The frequent eruption of religious uprising has forced some countries to issue travel warning advising their citizens not to travel to Nigeria because of religious tension that could erupt quickly and without warning. For instance, in December of 2003, the American State Department, citing alleged resurgence of violent crisis in Nigeria, warned its citizens of the dangers of traveling to Nigeria. The issue of faith is the concern of every individual. Thus, man has the choice and freedom to follow whichever religion he or she thinks he can find solace and tranquility, and so also must every person be free to invite others to consider his or her religion of choice without any harassment whatsoever. However, invitation should be done with wisdom and discretion, and the use of social and economic diplomacy must be employed in winning souls into one's religious belief. Also, to avert religious violence, the Nigerian government should, at the federal, state, and local levels, adopt an open and an uncompromising neutral attitude towards religious groups in the country. By this, it means that anyone in the position of power in a multi-religious country should not allow his religious inclination to override common interests. Nigerians should be treated equally and be given equal rights and privileges, irrespective of their religious background.